Alright guys, today is May the 4th and you've made it to the Wednesday drop list, so stay tuned. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, exciting, fantastic, super episode of Comic Games!
Yeah!
If you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach. This is Adrian. And this is the princess doing that princess wave. You know, looking very low today, looking a little flashy. So bow down and respect. Flashy as in the dress. She's not flashing you guys. Sorry.
Woo!
Boo!
Alright guys, so today is Wednesday. It is a very special day because it is May the 4th, so it is Star Wars Day, so May the 4th be with all of you. And yeah, we have a brand new drop list for you. This was a super exciting list, a bunch of really cool books that took a huge dive you might want to be looking out for. I know a couple of these I'm going to be looking out for. And Princess has, this is the Frankies Comics, Something's Killing the Children, Adam Hughes mystery comic, because you didn't get to see which comic you were getting when you bought it. And a couple of Zach's Drunken Buys. Got some Drunken Games. But yeah, and stay tuned to the end for another announcement. And before we do that, though, there is a major announcement we need to make. And there we go.
It's not a beer. What the hell? It's a Tighttown Cider Works, Washington State cider, specifically Huckleberry.
Huckleberry?
I'll be your Huckleberry.
There you go. Huckleberry Hound.
Huckleberry Hound. Oh, I love Huckleberry Hound. Anyways, this is what it looks like. It's a good company. Drink it while you can. And somewhere in here is point two. And point two is the best part. All the fun stuff. Let's get into it. Let's do this.
We used to get a lot of huckleberries when I was a kid. You used to go outside and pick them. And eat them.
Oh, actually really good.
I'm sure, yeah. I would think it would be.
I thought it was going to be sour.
It's like tart, right? Shouldn't it be tart?
It's a little bit tart. Not too much.
Just the right amount of tart. All right, guys. So
very tart.
If you're new to the drop list, this is kind of an exciting list we started to come up with where we scour the internet for different hot lists from a year ago. So we're looking at April 30th, so the end of April in 2021 was when when this list was going on. And these are all books that were hot during that time that a year later have taken a huge dive. And most of the time in 9/8, but not necessarily, depending on which ones we were able to find for the list. So yeah, let's kick it off right off the bat here. We have Sweet Tooth #1. This is from DC Comics / Vertigo from 2009. Yeah, the great Jeff Lemire wrote this story. So I actually know a little bit about this because we did watch the TV show, which was fantastic, by the way, if you guys didn't see it. So basically, you know, about these children that are born that are like kind of spliced with different animals. And at this point, there's like a plague going on where it's killed off majority of the adults, and no new human children are able to be born. And basically, it's the story of the child kind of traveling through and learning what's going on with this. So obviously, when the show came out, it was a huge success, which I think was also produced by Robert Downey Jr. as well, which was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
And the comic book just went through the moon, which was really, really cool and exciting. And as you guys know, when the TV show comes out and the comic book gets hot, when the TV show ends, the comic book goes down. So also a little side note, this book was only ordered in retailers by 18,551 copies. So super low print run for the book. What numbers you got on it though, Zach?
The then price, $8.90. 1 year ago, CGC 9.8. The now price, $350.
Ooh.
The range, it got as low as $280. Got as high as $998.95. The average is $652.49. I would say buy raw, not graded, unless you got a little bit of cash in the bank. Just probably be able to buy a raw copy for $50 to $100. Yeah, and it'll go up just the same if it ever goes up again.
Yeah, well, this is one of those situations like very similar to The Boys or like Invincible, where they've already signed the show on for 2 more seasons, guaranteed. So there's going to be 2 more seasons of this show because it was very successful. So you're going to have that roller coaster. As soon as this next season starts, if it's as good as the last one, the book's going to go right back up again. So if you can kind of jump in, maybe buy and sell, or just keep if you really like the story and you want to keep the book. Yeah. But you have some opportunities to get back in and go back down when it goes back down in between seasons. So something to look out for.
Absolutely.
All right. Next up on the list, we have We Live #1. You got the books over there.
Oh, yeah, sorry. We don't have 2 of them, so I didn't remember if we had this one or not.
We Live #1. This is came out in the year 2020, so really recent, from Aftershock Comics. And I've heard really good things from the Aftershock publisher. I haven't read too many things, and this is actually one of the books I haven't had a chance to pick up yet. But from what I know of the story, there's a basically a countdown that happens that tells everybody on the planet that humanity is going to become extinct in a certain amount of time. But they're able to save 5,000 children if they can get to this rendezvous point. So it kind of looks from the story, it's like a dystopian world where these kids are traveling from point A to point B and they need to get to this area so that they can be rescued. I know, cool side note for this one, you have there's a YouTube part that goes along with it so you can listen to music as you're reading the story. One of our friends, Kyle, actually is really into this and has read all of it, told us how great it is. So we do have a little bit of an idea how cool this story is. And I know at the point when this book got hot last year, it was nominated for the Eisner Award, which was kind of a big deal. I think it's kind of went under the radar for a little bit, and then by book 3 or 4, everyone was like, holy crap, this is a good story. Why weren't we buying it? So what are the numbers on it now, though, Zach?
Then price, CGC 9.8 a year ago, $178.09. Now, $75.
Oof.
Ouch. The range is as low as $51 to as high as $279.99. The average is $134.87. I just say don't buy unless you get it for a stupid good deal.
Stupid good.
That's my opinion. I don't think it has a lot of legs. I'm sure it's a great story, but will they ever adapt it to a TV show or movie?
Maybe. It's hard to say. I know there's a lot of spin-offs that are happening right now. There's a second series. I've been told the second series wasn't nearly as good as the first series, which I think is when that happens. Sometimes the original series tends to drop a little bit because they're not really sure where it's going after the first series. Sure. But for those of you that really like it, love this story or like the story, definitely hang on to your copies. But yeah, good advice because you never know. That's definitely dropped a lot, and I don't see anywhere in the future that it's going to go back up. Right now.
That's what I'm.
Right now.
Wrap me up.
Right now. All right, next up, one of our favorite books of the house. We got Amazing Spider-Man 300.
Thank you,
obviously drawn by the Todd father, Todd McFarlane, back in the great year of 1988. You have the first full appearance of Venom, depending on what decade you were born and believe in, but we'll go with that. I think we all believe in that house as the first full, but also it's the last time I think Spider-Man wore the real Black Venom costume, so Todd didn't want to be drawing him anymore in the black costume, wanted to in the good old red and blue, so had to switch back to that. But obviously this book got really hot because of the Let There Be Carnage movie coming out. A lot of anticipation for that movie being great. Not as good as we all thought it or hoped it would have been. I kind of anticipated it wasn't going to be that good when it came out. But this book obviously is one of the ones, when we started collecting, has got a huge amount of legs. Way back when we were buying them for $200, $300 a piece. Now it's hard to get one for under $500 raw, well above $500 raw. But that does have a lot of legs because he did leave that little bit of a spawn in the MCU universe. So I have no idea where they're going to go with that in the MCU. Because, I don't think they're going to bring Venom back over into their world. So somebody else has to get that Venom spawn. So I don't know. Is it going to be Flash Thompson? Are they going to do Agent Flash? Could you imagine that guy? That character getting it, so I don't know. And be also look out for the newsstand. What do you got, Zach?
You're throwing me off for that Spawn reference too.
Yeah.
Spawn. Anyways, let's not get off pace. So a year ago, CTC 9.8 Direct Edition, $8,000. Now, $4,700. Range $4,500 to $8,500. Average sales.
It's like cut in half.
$6,037.72. I would still buy raw.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it raw. You could probably maybe get lucky, get a 9.4, 9.6, or possibly even 9.8, and pay half that, half the current going rate. Though you might not see for another year, so who knows what it'll be worth in a year? Who knows?
This is a good time to buy it too because it's one of those books that's always going to go up too, and it's weirdly respectable in a bunch of grades too.
Yes.
Like all the way from 6.0 to 9.8, it's still respectable, even though it's not even that old of a book.
No.
Usually books of this time period, if you get a 9.2 or 9.0, people are like, I don't want that, or they scoff at it. But you get a 300 and 9.0, people are happy about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's weird. That's a weird book that it does that.
As long as it presents well, I would be happy in any grade.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Next up, we got this is number 2? We have Alias number 1. Really, really cool book. We have this interesting cover by David Mack, Zach's favorite, David Mack. Story by Brian Michael Bendis. This came out in 2001, so quite a little while ago. It also came out in that Marvel Max series, which is kind of like that adult version of the thing. But this is the first appearance of Jessica Jones. And I know when like the Netflix shows came out, this got some huge love and some huge gains for a while. And everyone was really digging that show. I know I really like that show. It's completely different than all the other ones. That Kristen Ritter did an excellent job doing the thing. And then it got canceled. And everyone way down in the toilet because everyone's okay, it's going to be gone forever. And then you got the inkling or the Disney was able to pick all those shows back up again. And it kind of, you got that from Disney saying their 2 favorite actors was Charlie Cox and Kristen Ritter. Those are the 2 they like the best, Daredevil and Jessica Jones. So that's when that book all of a sudden just like went way skyrocketed back up. But a year later, everything's like chirping, little like crickets and stuff. So you haven't heard anything. And what happens when you don't hear anything, Zach?
It drops.
It goes down.
It drops.
Mm-hmm.
So then price, year ago, 9.8, $5.50, now $3.50, $200. $200. The range $279 to $5.50. So the high is actually $5.50. It was the high 1 year ago. Average $383.88. Buy raw again. Unless you get a really good deal on the graded price of a 9.8. 9.6 you can go with that book with a 9.6, but I would still try maybe get a 9.8.
Yeah.
If you got extra money and you get a sweet deal.
And Jessica Jones is a cool character. A lot of you guys that like reading current comics, they always sprinkle her into like every storyline. It's interesting that they do that. It's like anything that's going on, she's in that storyline.
She's a fun character.
Yeah, just cool powers. She's got the drinking going on.
I can appreciate that.
I can appreciate that. So cool book though. Cool book. We've never owned one, and we need to get one of those some of these days. That's on the list. Put it on the list. All right. Okay, last but not least, this is a really cool one, near and dear to the princess's heart. We have Something's Killing the Children #1 from Boom Studios, 2019. But nay, not cover A. It is the Jenny Frison retailer, unlocked retailer incentive variant. Virgin variant made the list. The other one could make the list too. Cover A could definitely make the list. But this week, this one makes the list. Really cool. Obviously, first appearance of Erica Slaughter. You have and James and some monsters. So pretty cool. Big thing. The reason why this book got hot 1 year ago is actually in April of 2001 is when it got optioned for a TV show. So it's optioned already. Obviously, you guys know if something gets optioned, doesn't mean it's ever going to come true. Doesn't mean it's going to happen 6 months from now or 5 years from now. But that's when it got optioned. It took a huge spike. This is something that it was like when we first started going, I think we bought a raw copy for $40. Zach even got like his graded 9.8 for what, like $80 or something, $70, something criminal. But this book went crazy high, went a little bit down, then went crazy high again. And now this is the lowest I've seen Something's Killing the Children since we've been collecting, since 2019. So what are the numbers you got on this one, Zach?
So numbers is 365 to 289.95. The range is all over the place. There was a time when, I don't know, it was kind of questionable. Somewhere in between this time, it was like a couple of them were only sold for $100, which might have been just one-offs. But to the high of $760, guys.
Whoa.
Average $366.15. Princess says to buy this book. Buy it raw, buy it graded, just buy it. Don't even think about it. Just buy it, guys. And I agree. Yeah. I agree. I think Adams agrees. Everybody agrees. This is a great book.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't even done a preview or technically a show yet, so when that happens, these books are going to go even higher than they were before, There was a time when that was raw, like 200, now you can buy a 9.8 for 200, so you might as well get that 9.8 for 200 and then wait for it to go back up,
Yes.
Plus, it's a cool story. So many people love this story, so
yeah.
So that is the drop list for the end of April, so pretty good list. Pretty solid list. All right, let's get into opening some games. Let's start out. Zach is already drinking a beer, so why don't we do his Drunken Games? We got 2 packages here. Zach has no idea what's in them, because when he bought them, he was drunk. Pretty solid way to buy stuff, though. No regrets, right? Ooh, what is this? Package well. Ooh, this, it's an eBay buy. Single book.
Okay.
1 in 25? Does that sound like something?
Maybe Star Wars?
I don't know. What would you have gotten? This is the this is the back. Okay. Okay.
What is it?
What is this? Oh, Defenders number 1 in 25.
Oh, I think it's like Randy told me like you should consider getting this book, and I got drunk, I guess.
Okay.
Bought it. I don't know what the significance of that. I'll say it right here.
Okay.
If there is anything.
Yeah, I don't even know what. Yeah. That's what happens when you do Drunken Buys. Defenders number 1. It's a good cover though. Kind of cool.
Pretty cool.
1 in 25.
I mean, he looks kind of creepy, Doctor Strange. Maybe it's the first appearance of this guy.
It's a weird. I remember reading the story. I think there's 4 characters he summons to be his new defenders. It's kind of weird because he like does a spell and it randomly summons people.
Oh.
He doesn't actually choose who they are, I don't think.
So
but you get like Harpy in the team, and there's a couple other people that are.
So
weird.
it's the first appearance of the new defenders.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I read the issue 1. I didn't get any more, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I was just like very confused what was going on in that story.
It was a bad book.
I remember it now. I remember it. Okay.
I was very confused. I didn't know what was happening.
1 in 25s are such a gamble because you get them and you're like, they either like not worth the money you paid for it, or they're totally worth the money you paid for it. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Comic book collecting is sometimes kind of like prison.
But specifically,
the comics you want, you ain't getting. Comics you getting, you don't want.
Did you say like prison?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you want there, is there?
Newspaper clippings and comics. I think they. What the?
Oh, I know this one, Zach. You were. I think you had.
Oh my god! Yeah.
It's an inkling from. This is a little spec you got from Wink. Remember? Wink was talking about this book, and Zach picked it up.
Yeah. Well,
he got in a mystery box.
Oh yeah, he got a mystery box, and then I looked it up. It's the first appearance of. Was it Mandalore the Great, or is it?
Mandalore the Great. Yes, I think you're right. Yeah, but we realize that there's 2 versions of Mandalore the Great.
Yeah.
There's one that created the Darksaber, and then there's just one that was the leader, and I think this is not the one with the Darksaber.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think he uses the Darksaber, and I think he united the tribes with.
It's a little convoluted on how many Mandalore the Greats, but yeah, we got the idea like, hey, no one's thinking about this book. Let's get it, and then we realized like. Maybe that's why nobody's thinking about it. I can't remember that conversation.
I mean, it could have legs. I mean,
it could. You never know.
Sometimes drunken buys are kind of random. So
it's funny with Star Wars how they're like, all this stuff is not canon. Then they're like, these stories are pretty cool. Maybe we should make them canon now. Because basically they're bringing everything back in that they took out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So those conclude the drunken buys. Those were definitely some serious drunken buys.
Mm-hmm.
Those were honest to goodness real drunken buys. Okay. Next up, one more thing for you guys before we let y'all go. Princess is something she picked up off Frankies Comics, and we're a big fan of Frankies Comics, so check them out. We'll link them down below. They were doing a Something's Killing the Children 21, and it was a cover by Adam Hughes, and we always say there's almost every Adam Hughes cover is worth getting, so you're kind of, 8 out of 10 books are pretty fantastic. So, you didn't get to see what cover was. All you knew was Adam Hughes was doing it. And I don't think I've ever seen a Something's Killing the Children Adam Hughes book before, right?
I don't think so either.
So, she bought this one not knowing what was going to be in it.
The legendary stickers.
And you get to see. So, we'll check it out.
Not on the box.
Okay, I don't know how this is taped.
It shouldn't be taped. It should just be...
Oh, there's 2? Is it a set?
I guess so.
And Frankie's doesn't use pull tabs. Frankie's...
You know what? I'm done with you, Frankie. You're dead to me. Goodbye.
Okay. But they didn't overdo the tape.
Frankie, get in the car at... No.
Okay, let me see.
I need to stop joking about that.
Oh, okay. So you have one trade, one version. Oh,
okay.
One... This is actually dope. Okay. So which one do you want to do first? The trade?
Oh.
Double chainsaws. That's solid. That's a cool cover.
It's pretty cool, man.
That is cool.
I mean, you know how heavy that would be?
You could do 2 chainsaws.
Dude, you end up cutting off your arm.
Like, well, she's hitting them together, too. Like, pretty solid cover. Pretty solid.
You probably take her head off. It's like, yeah, And you like, just the headless Jennifer. Oh, I can't remember what. Something Slaughter. Erica.
The beards are getting to him already, guys.
She's the headless Erica Slaughter.
I like the cover though. It's pretty.
Yeah,
solid.
I like it too. On the Virgin, she's bloody. She made some bloody moves.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize how she's bloody in one and not bloody in the other. Ah, and her hair's bloody.
Yeah, I like those battle hardened versions. They didn't really do it very much. And when I started collecting, that a couple commissions, some people get some ideas. I started it, guys. That's the real story.
Battle hardened.
Battle hardened covers.
Why don't we start having like drunk versions of characters? You could start that. Like, why don't you draw me Thor but wasted?
Wait, they it shows him drinking a beer. I don't think I've ever seen him wasted.
Rocket Raccoon, wasted.
In the movie, Infinity Gun.
Erica Slaughter, wasted.
She's like
We call it the wasted edition.
You got the drunken lean. You know what the drunken lean guys is? He barely stands. Or the magnet.
Well, a lot of kids, they're trying to promote the children.
Anyways,
Maybe these kids shouldn't be wasted. All right, guys, that's going to wrap the show up for today. As usual, if you like the show, love the show, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell so you always know when new things are going down. Leave a comment down below so you always know when new things are going down. The special announcement for today is later this evening, or midnight for some of you, which I think counts as the next day, the princess will be having her very first whatnot at 9 p.m. Pacific time. That's our time. So if all of you can come over and join and give her a little bit of support, you don't have to buy anything and just hang out and chat. But I think she has a lot of good deals going on. I believe she has a Star Wars #2 first print that is going to be one of the stars of the show. So in a pretty good condition.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty good condition. So, yeah. And anything else, Zach?
Oh, you gotta share. How you do that is, I haven't read the book, but I watched the TV show. Yes, this is good. You should watch it. Maybe a little dated, but you gotta be this guy, run around a little rough neighborhood, from what I could tell. And, there's some accident with probably about another 100 people with this, like, weird gas or ooze that goes all over there. And all these people get power. So you're in this little city with all these super powered people, some of them good, some of them bad. You decide to be good, and you got some lightning in your hands, and you can use these different items that your friend makes you, because apparently your friend's a mad scientist kind of fella. That's how you become static.
Okay.
Static X.
I was trying to see where you're going. I'm like,
yeah, it's a pretty good show.
I heard it's a really good comic too.
I need to read it. I got the first issue. I should read it.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Gingerly. Ginger! Alright, guys. Until we see you next time, stay safe and remember.
Get those static gates.
Get 'em!
Unlimited power!